What if I told you that one of the world's most beloved companies almost disappeared forever? Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that a company loved by millions, trusted by generations, and recognized in almost every country was only months away from collapse. Would you believe it? Because that's exactly what happened to Lego. Today, Lego is more than a toy. It's creativity, it's imagination, it's childhood, it's family. It's one of the strongest brands on earth. But there was a time when none of that seemed guaranteed. There was a time when executives feared the company might not survive. Factories were slowing down, money was disappearing, employees were worried, and one question echoed through every meeting room. Can Lego still be saved? Imagine working your entire life building something that brings joy to millions, only to watch it slowly fall apart. Would you keep believing, or would you accept that the story was over? Because that's exactly where Lego found itself. But before we understand how one of the greatest comeback stories in business history happened, we need to go back to the very beginning, to a tiny workshop, a father, a dream, and a promise that would eventually inspire the world. The year was 1932. The Great Depression had pushed families across Europe into hardship. Jobs disappeared, businesses failed, hope itself became difficult to find. In a small Danish town called Billund, a carpenter named Ole Kirk Christensen faced the same uncertainty. He wasn't a billionaire, he wasn't famous, he wasn't running a global company. He was simply a man trying to provide for his family. Imagine spending your entire days building furniture, houses, wooden products. Then suddenly, customers stop coming, orders disappear, bills continue arriving. Would you give up? Many people did. Ole Kirk Christensen didn't. Instead of surrendering, he looked around his small workshop and asked himself one simple question: what do people still need, even during difficult times? The answer surprised him. Children still needed something to smile about. Even when adults were struggling, children still dreamed, they still imagined, they still played. And so, he made one of the most important decisions of his life. He stopped focusing only on furniture. He began creating small wooden toys, simple, beautiful, handcrafted, built with extraordinary care. Think about that. During one of the hardest economic periods in modern history, while others focused on surviving, Ole focused on bringing happiness. Perhaps that's what true entrepreneurs do. They don't simply sell products, they solve emotional problems. They create hope. Soon, his toys became known throughout the local community. Parents trusted the quality. Children loved them. Business slowly improved. Then something happened that nearly destroyed everything. A fire broke out. The workshop, his machines, years of hard work were gone. Imagine standing outside, watching flames consume everything you've spent years building. Would you start again? Or would you finally decide, I've had enough? Most people would have walked away. Ole Kirk Christensen made a different choice. He rebuilt. Not because it was easy, because he believed his dream was bigger than his setback. Have you ever noticed that almost every legendary company has a moment when everything could have ended? This was Lego's first, but it certainly wouldn't be its last. As the company slowly recovered, Ola chose a name that would eventually become famous across the world: Lego. A name inspired by the Danish words "leg godt," which means play well. Two simple words, but inside them was a philosophy that would inspire generations. Play well, imagine well, dream well, build well. Little did anyone know, those two words would one day become one of the most recognizable brands on Earth. However, the greatest challenge was still decades away, because sometimes building a successful company is much easier than keeping it alive. To be continued. Have you ever made a decision that everyone else believed was a mistake? A decision so risky that failure seemed almost certain? Because that's exactly what Lego was about to do. The company had survived the Great Depression. It had survived devastating fires. Its wooden toys were becoming more popular every year. Most business owners would have protected that success. Ole Kirk Christensen didn't, because he believed something extraordinary. Yesterday's success should never become tomorrow's limitation. Imagine walking through the Lego workshop in the late 1940s. The smell of freshly cut wood filled the air. Craftsmen carefully shaped every toy by hand. Customers loved the quality. Business was finally stable. Life was getting better. Then, Ole noticed something strange. A completely new material was beginning to appear: plastic. Most people laughed at it. Cheap, weak, artificial. Why would anyone replace beautiful wooden toys with plastic? It sounded ridiculous. Have you ever believed in something before anyone else did? That's one of the loneliest places an entrepreneur can stand. But Ole saw something others couldn't. He didn't see plastic. He saw possibility. In 1947, Lego made one of the boldest investments in its history. The company purchased an expensive plastic injection molding machine. It was one of the first companies in Denmark to do so. Think about that. The machine cost a fortune, money that Lego could barely afford. Many people questioned the decision. Some believed Ole had lost his mind. Why risk everything when the wooden toys were already successful? It's a question every entrepreneur eventually faces. Should you protect today's business or build tomorrow's? Choosing both is easy. Choosing only one changes history. Ole chose tomorrow. The first plastic toys weren't perfect. Customers still preferred wood. Sales remained small. Profits didn't suddenly explode. For years, the investment looked like a mistake. Imagine spending everything you have only to watch people reject your new idea. Would you continue, or would you admit defeat? Ole refused to give up, because real vision isn't measured by immediate results. It's measured by patience. Then, something unbelievable happened. In 1958, Lego introduced a new design for its plastic building brick. At first glance, it looked simple, just another toy. But hidden inside that tiny brick was one of the greatest engineering breakthroughs in toy history. The new internal tube design allowed the bricks to lock together securely while still being easy to separate. It sounds simple today. Back then, it changed everything. Think about the genius behind that idea. A child could build, take it apart, build something new, again and again and again. There was no finish line, only imagination. That tiny brick became much more than a toy. It became a system where every piece could connect with another, even decades later. Imagine creating something so timeless that a brick made today still fits perfectly with one made generations ago. That's not just product design, that's legacy. But then, life delivered another heartbreaking blow. Just months after patenting the revolutionary brick, Ole Kirk Christensen passed away. The man who started everything would never see how far his dream would travel. Can you imagine dedicating your entire life to building something and leaving before the world truly understood its value? Fortunately, the story didn't end there. His son, Gottfried Kirk Christensen, picked up the dream. He believed in the same vision: quality above everything, imagination above everything, children first, always. And under his leadership, Lego didn't simply grow, it exploded. By the 1960s, Lego sets were being sold across Europe. Families loved them, schools embraced them. Children spent hours building castles, cities, cars, spaceships, entire worlds. The little company from Denmark was becoming a global phenomenon. It seemed unstoppable. But history has a way of testing every empire. And just when Lego believed its future had never looked brighter, a completely different challenge appeared. Not from competitors, not from technology, but from within. A challenge that would eventually push the company to the edge of bankruptcy. To be continued.
Have you ever wondered if success can become a trap? Imagine building one of the most respected brands in the world. Parents trust you. Children love you. Your products are sold in countries you've never even visited. Revenue keeps growing. Awards keep coming. From the outside, everything looks perfect. But sometimes, the greatest danger isn't failure. It's believing that success will last forever. By the 1980s and early 1990s, Lego had become a global icon. The colorful bricks had found their way into millions of homes. Children didn't simply play with Lego. They created. They imagined. They became architects, engineers, inventors, storytellers. It seemed impossible to imagine a childhood without Lego. Can you remember the excitement of opening a brand new Lego box? The smell of the fresh bricks, the sound they made as they poured onto the table, the feeling that anything was possible. That feeling became Lego's greatest strength. But while Lego was celebrating, the world outside was changing very quickly. Video games were becoming more popular. Children were spending more time in front of televisions. Computers were entering homes. Then came the internet. Entertainment was changing forever. Parents noticed it. Teachers noticed it. Children noticed it. The way kids played was no longer the same. Imagine being the leader of Lego during that time. Would you stay focused on plastic bricks, or would you chase every new trend? That question divided the company. Some believed Lego should protect what made it special. Others believed the company needed to become much more than a toy manufacturer. At first, the second idea sounded exciting. Lego expanded into clothing, books, video games, television, theme parks, educational products. Dozens of new product lines, new partnerships, new experiments. Every meeting was filled with ambitious ideas. Every department wanted to create something bigger. Think about that. Growth feels exciting. Expansion feels exciting. But not every opportunity is the right opportunity. Have you ever said yes to too many things and suddenly realized you could no longer do any of them well? That's exactly what began happening at Lego. The company launched thousands of new products, too many. Factories became more complicated. Warehouses filled with inventory. Expenses increased. Design teams struggled to manage the growing complexity. Imagine trying to solve one problem by creating 10 more. The company that once became famous for simplicity was becoming incredibly complicated. Then, something unbelievable happened. Sales began slowing down. Products stayed on store shelves longer. Profits became smaller. Expenses became larger. Executives believed one more new product would solve everything. Then another, then another. But the real problem wasn't a lack of ideas, it was a lack of focus. Have you ever worked harder only to achieve worse results? Sometimes working harder isn't the answer. Working smarter is. By the early 2000s, the warning signs could no longer be ignored. Lego was losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Debt continued rising. Employees became worried. Retailers ordered fewer products. The company had become so complicated that even its own leaders struggled to understand how everything fit together. Imagine walking into headquarters each morning, knowing one of the world's most beloved companies might not survive. Could you carry that responsibility? Could you tell thousands of employees that their future was uncertain? It seemed impossible. How could Lego, the company that inspired creativity around the world, be fighting for its own survival? But the worst moment was still coming, because within just a few years, Lego would find itself standing on the edge of bankruptcy, and the decision that saved the company would surprise everyone. To be continued.
What would you do if the company your family spent generations building was slowly running out of time? Not because people stopped loving your brand, not because your product became bad, but because somewhere along the way, you forgot what made you successful in the first place. By 2003, Lego was in serious trouble. The numbers were devastating. Losses were growing. Debt was rising. Warehouses were overflowing with products that weren't selling. The company had become incredibly complicated. Thousands of different pieces, hundreds of product lines, countless projects. Everyone was busy, yet somehow the company was moving backward. Think about that. Sometimes being busy isn't the same as making progress. Have you ever reached a point where your life became so complicated that you forgot what truly mattered? Businesses experience the same thing, and Lego was learning that lesson the hard way. Inside headquarters, the atmosphere had changed completely. Meetings no longer celebrated growth, they focused on survival.
Employees whispered in hallways, managers worried about the future. Every decision carried enormous pressure. Imagine walking into the office each morning, wondering if this might be the beginning of the end. Could you stay calm? Could you continue believing? For many people, hope was fading. Then, something happened that changed Lego forever. A new leader arrived. His name was Jørgen Vig Knudstorp. Unlike many CEOs, he wasn't interested in making Lego bigger. He wanted to make Lego better. Imagine standing before thousands of employees, knowing the company is losing money faster than ever before. What would your first decision be? Launch more products? Spend more on advertising? Open more stores? Jørgen chose something completely different. He asked one simple question. What made Lego great? Not what should we become, but what have we forgotten? Think about that. Sometimes the answer to moving forward is remembering where you came from. He looked at every department, every product, every expense, every decision, and he realized something shocking. Lego wasn't failing because children stopped loving the bricks. Lego was failing because the company had drifted too far away from them. Instead of focusing on imagination, it had become obsessed with expansion. So Jørgen made several painful decisions. He reduced the number of products, he simplified manufacturing, he sold businesses that distracted Lego from its mission. Some projects ended, some dreams disappeared, some employees lost their jobs. Those decisions were heartbreaking. But leadership isn't about choosing the easy path. It's about choosing the necessary one. Have you ever had to let go of something you loved so you could save something even more important? That's exactly what Lego did. The company returned to its core belief: simple bricks, limitless imagination, exceptional quality. Nothing more, nothing less. At first, many people questioned the strategy. How could making fewer products create more success? It sounded impossible. But then, something unbelievable happened. Customers responded. Parents returned, children fell in love with Lego all over again. The simple brick, the very product that built the company decades earlier, became its greatest strength once more. Sales began rising, confidence returned, hope returned, and for the first time in years, people inside Lego believed the future might still be bright. But one final breakthrough would transform Lego from a recovering company into one of the most successful brands on Earth. A partnership that almost never happened. And when it did, It changed everything. To be continued.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes your greatest comeback begins with one simple decision? Not a miracle, not luck, one decision. For Lego, that decision was this: stop trying to be everything and become the best at one thing again. By 2005, the impossible was starting to happen. The losses were slowing. The company became more focused. Employees began smiling again. For the first time in years, there was hope. But Lego's leaders knew something important. Simply surviving wasn't enough. If Lego wanted to inspire another generation, it had to reconnect with children in an entirely new way. Imagine asking yourself, what do today's children dream about? The answer wasn't just toys. It was stories, movies, heroes, adventure. And then something unbelievable happened. Lego made one of the smartest partnership decisions in business history. It partnered with some of the world's biggest entertainment franchises: Star Wars, Harry Potter, Batman, Marvel, Disney. Suddenly, children weren't just building bricks, they were building entire universes. Think about that. Lego never changed what made it special. It simply gave people new reasons to imagine. That's the difference between following trends and evolving with purpose. Have you ever tried to grow without losing who you really are? That's exactly what Lego achieved. The company protected its identity while embracing new opportunities. Sales exploded. Families returned. Collectors appeared from every corner of the world. And something unexpected happened. Adults began falling in love with Lego too. Engineers, architects, designers, parents, even grandparents. Lego was no longer just a children's toy. It became a symbol of creativity, of problem solving, of limitless imagination. Then came another brilliant decision. Instead of treating customers as buyers, Lego invited them to become creators. Fans submitted their own ideas. Some designs became real Lego sets. Imagine that. A child or an ordinary fan could help create the next official Lego product. How powerful is that? People no longer felt like customers. They felt like part of the Lego family. That single decision created something money could never buy: loyalty, real loyalty. Because when people help build your future, they'll fight to protect it. Meanwhile, Lego continued simplifying its business. Manufacturing became more efficient. Quality remained exceptional. Innovation returned. Every decision asked one question: does this help children imagine? If the answer was no, they walked away. What a powerful lesson. Success isn't about saying yes to every opportunity. Sometimes it's about having the courage to say no. By the 2010s, the comeback was undeniable. Lego had gone from nearly bankrupt to becoming one of the most profitable toy companies in the world. The company that many experts believed wouldn't survive was now inspiring millions of children and adults every single day. Can you imagine how Ole Kirk Christensen would have felt seeing that tiny workshop grow into a company recognized around the globe? A dream born during the Great Depression had become one of history's greatest business success stories. But perhaps the greatest lesson wasn't the money, or the fame, or the billions in revenue. The greatest lesson was hidden inside a simple plastic brick. Because every masterpiece, every castle, every spaceship, every dream is built one brick at a time. And maybe that's exactly how success works too. But before we finish, there's one final lesson from Lego's journey, a lesson that every entrepreneur, every dreamer, and every person chasing success needs to hear. To be continued.
What if I told you that Lego's greatest achievement was never the billions of dollars it earned? It wasn't the theme parks. It wasn't the movies. It wasn't becoming one of the most valuable toy brands in the world. Its greatest achievement was proving that no company is ever too successful to forget its purpose, and no company is ever too broken to find its purpose again. Think about that. Lego survived a global depression. It survived devastating fires. It survived wars. It survived changing generations. It even survived standing on the edge of bankruptcy. Not because it was lucky, but because it was willing to ask one difficult question: who are we? Have you ever noticed that the biggest failures in life don't usually happen because people stop working hard? They happen because people forget why they started. Lego never failed because children stopped loving creativity. It struggled because it drifted away from the simple idea that made it extraordinary. One brick, infinite imagination. Sometimes the answer isn't adding more. Sometimes it's removing everything that distracts you from what truly matters. Think about your own life. Are you building too many things? Are you chasing too many opportunities? Are you saying yes when you should be saying no? Because success isn't built by doing everything. It's built by doing the right things exceptionally well. That's exactly what Lego rediscovered. The company didn't become great by creating the most products. It became great by creating the best experience, a simple brick that could unlock limitless imagination. Today, Lego is once again one of the most respected brands in the world. Millions of children continue building with the same system that began generations ago. Adults proudly display Lego creations in their homes. Engineers use Lego to teach robotics. Schools use Lego to inspire creativity. Businesses use Lego to encourage innovation and teamwork. One simple idea has inspired generations across the world. Can you imagine how remarkable that is? A company that nearly disappeared is now helping shape the next generation of inventors, designers, architects, and entrepreneurs. But perhaps the most important lesson has nothing to do with toys. It has everything to do with leadership. Great leaders don't protect yesterday. They prepare for tomorrow. Great companies don't chase every opportunity. They protect the mission that made people believe in them. And great entrepreneurs understand something that others often forget. Growth without purpose eventually becomes confusion. Purpose creates focus. Focus creates excellence. Excellence creates trust. And trust creates lasting success. Imagine if Ole Kirk Christensen had given up after the first fire. Imagine if his family had abandoned the company when money disappeared. Imagine if Lego continued chasing every new trend instead of returning to its core. Millions of childhood memories would never have existed. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give the world is refusing to quit. So if you're building a business, don't ask, how can I become bigger? Ask, how can I become better? If you're chasing a dream, don't compare your first step to someone else's finish line. Remember the Lego brick. No castle appears with one brick. No masterpiece is built in a single day. Every incredible creation begins with one small piece, placed with purpose. Maybe your dream feels impossible today. Maybe you failed. Maybe you've lost confidence. Maybe you're standing in front of the ashes of something you once believed in. But remember this: Lego rebuilt after fire. Lego rebuilt after failure. Lego rebuilt after standing on the edge of bankruptcy. Because success doesn't belong to the people who never fall. It belongs to the people who choose to build again. One decision, one step, one brick at a time. Because every company, every entrepreneur, every empire, every legend started from zero. And every extraordinary future is built one brick at a time.